Good evening. I'm going to be going over how to create custom edits and or memes for free. As you can see right here on the screen, I actually made my own cover for EA Sports Madden 19. I went ahead and used my own custom version of it. EA makes covers of these games every year for their games. In 1 year, it was Antonio Brown. They just keep making different covers for each year. I ended up making my own custom one with Matthew Stafford since he's actually my favorite NFL player. So I went ahead and made that myself. Then we actually have a meme over here that I created. Don't know if you'll understand the reference, but about 2 years ago, because this is an older meme that I made, but about 2 years ago, the Seattle Seahawks they kind of fired Richard Sherman, so I ended up making this meme to make a joke out of his current situation. He has a lot of money, so I didn't think it was too bad of an idea to make a joke about that. But anyway, we'll get into how to create those things. Actually, the two softwares I'm going to be using are PixArt Photo and Collage Maker, as well as the Background Eraser. Um, Both of these apps they're available in the Apple Store for free. I'm not sure if they're available on Google Play or Android or anything like that. I do know that they're free for the Apple Store though, so if you have a Apple product, you'll be able to get those for free. Now let's get into the how abouts and whereabouts of how I use these softwares. Now the first thing we're going to be covering is the custom Madden 19 um, edit that I made. Now I used PixArt and Background Eraser, switched up everything, made them my process, and then I ended up making this edit. Now let's get into the process of how I actually went upon making it. Now the first thing you're going to start off with is you're going to want to start off with a nice HD rendered background. Now for this example, I actually had to use a different picture. It's the same picture, but I had to use a lower resolution for it because I actually don't have the picture anymore. I had to go and search it back up again. So I didn't end up getting a high resolution version of it this time, but I'm not worried about that since it's only a demonstration. But I do highly recommend using high resolution pictures whenever you're actually doing this yourself. So I went ahead and got that. I went ahead and got a JPEG or a PNG picture of Matthew Stafford here. Now JPEG and PNG they're pretty much the same thing. There's not a whole lot of difference to them. So you can really just call them the same thing, but they're pretty much whenever you just have a photo of what you want, no background, no nothing. As you can see, like everything around him is green because that's what the template for the presentation is. It's just green, so that's all that's behind him instead of a random picture of that when this was taken. Now, I'm moving forward here. This is the Background Eraser app. I actually took regular pictures off Google for the NFLPA logo and the PlayStation 4 logo that they usually have at the top of their games. Went ahead, got two pictures of those on Google, brought them here to the Eraser app, and then from here I actually use the Eraser portion. Now this can it deletes anything that you don't want in the picture. So say I get just a random picture of Google, I can take anything out of that picture I want and keep whatever I want into it. So I went ahead and used this eraser option. This actually used to say Madden NFL 18. I used the eraser portion, moved a little bit of the 8 and made it a 19 since Madden 19 wasn't actually out when I was making this presentation. But yeah, I went ahead and used the eraser portion for that. And then you're probably wondering, what's the difference between a normal picture and a PNG or JPEG? Well, the picture on the right here, that's actually a picture taken from Google. It's just a random picture that you get on there. Sometimes you'll have a white background, sometimes you'll have a black background. It can be really troublesome if you're trying to make an edit or anything along those lines. And here we have a PNG or JPEG where it's just what you want. There's nothing different about it added onto it, just what you want. The problem with using just a normal picture, your edits are not gonna look nice at all. It's just gonna be a complete mess. So it's definitely good to have a JPEG version of your image. Now, what I did from here is I went back to the PixArt. I went ahead and went back into the PixArt app, used the background, and then I added in my Matthew Stafford for the front. And then from there, I just added in a few more details. I added in the PS4 logo right there, the rated E for everybody down here. Got those taken care of in the Eraser app. Just got what I wanted. Plugged them into the PixArt app for the picture. And then I added the smaller details, everything, and then I got my finished product. Now, the next thing we're going to be looking at is how to create a meme. pretty much the same process, except for this time we'll get a meme template. It depends on the certain meme that you're wanting. You can use any meme template just as long as it's blank. You don't want any random text from an older one. But here we got the meme template that works best for the meme that I was choosing to use. We went back into the Eraser app. We actually used the erase function. That's what the red circle is. That's actually what your finger or stylus will look like whenever you're tracing along the screen. And that's with that, I just kind of got rid of anything I didn't want and just got his face right there. And here was another picture I used of him in a stadium game when he was playing a game. I used Eraser, got rid of most of the big portions. Then for the very smaller details, I shrunk the width of the circle so that way I can get the finer details and just what I wanted without any extra. And then here we got the original Seahawks logo as before. I just went ahead and added in the photos with the, and this is in PicsArt as well, I added in the photos down here, gives you an option right there, plugged in the pictures, and I also added in the text right there using the same portion, just right to the left of it. Then I added in that text right there, and that was how I made the meme. I hope I was able to demonstrate it well enough, so maybe you can go ahead and try it yourself if you wanted to. Thank you for watching the presentation, and I hope you have a great day.